Today we're going to ask the question of how does one family take you around the world with just 4 wines? I'm Trent, and we're here on an unapologetically unprofessional, unfiltered wine journey. And we're saying here, we drink, we try, we learn, and we connect. Now, most of us discover wines through our local retailers, but I guess today we have a journey taken us by Laithwaites, who's a wine merchant. Most of us discover the wine regions of Barossa, Bordeaux, and Burgundy, but today's a bit different. Instead of exploring one region, we're traveling the world across through 4 bottles, all selected by one wine merchant family that's been in the business for 50 years, and that is Laithwaites, the story of the family behind 1 billion bottles of wine. And why do we say 1 billion bottles of wine? Because they've now delivered over 1 billion bottles of wine worldwide across UK, Australia, US, and Europe. Before we get into the wines, we'll talk about the Laithwaites family. So it is really a family-owned business, as mentioned, in 50 years. And now the kids are also in the business as well, running the business and also producing wines as part of the business as well. But getting back to the origins, it started in the late 1960s when Tony Laithwaite traveled to Bordeaux to work a harvest in Saint-Emilion. I hope I said that right. He started there as a young Englishman, probably in his 20s. In the 1960s, he's harvesting grapes, and his job included moving barrels, loading trains, and helping growers. But one thing that really surprised him is that the French growers are making great wines, but it struggled to sell that wine overseas, so outside of the French market. So it had that light bulb moment on filling up his van with the wine and drove it back to England and shared that with friends and neighbors. And that wasn't retail. That was the beginning of the direct-to-consumer wine importing business that was started 50 years ago. And see how it's grown today. But it wasn't just Tony. Behind every great business, also a great woman as well. And then often the untold story around Barbara Laithwaite. So Barbara Laithwaite helped shape the company's philosophy around direct grower relationships, family-run wineries, exclusive bottlings, and discovery-led wine buying. It's almost the first kind of wine club that he started to create worldwide. And we've seen so many of these different wine clubs now. Across not just Australia, but across the world. So for more than 50 years, Tony and Barbara traveled from vineyard to vineyard, doing all the hard work for us, looking for those exclusive wines and getting access to the consumers. So Laithwaite isn't just a winery, isn't just a retailer either. It's actually a merchant. And what do you mean by merchant? A wine merchant, by definition, is a professional or business that buys, curates, and sells wines, often providing expert guidance to consumers and businesses. So think of that as our shepherd on our wine journey, the guide to our wine journey. They're doing all the hard work, finding all the hidden treasures and offering that to us instead of us making all the mistakes that they've probably have done themselves. So instead of reviewing Laithwaites as a company, the best way to understand them is obviously through the product. And today we have 4 products here, 4 different bottles and across 4 different regions. So let's do it. And you'll be able to find these wines and more at the Sydney Good Food and Wine Show between the 19th and the 21st of June this year. So keep your eyes out and there'll be more news shortly. Okay, well, let's get started. The first one here is a sparkling, an English sparkling. We've heard so much about these ones. This is the Windsor Great Park Vineyard. Now, Windsor, the name, has kind of royal connotations to it, and you'll be correct in that because it is from the royal vineyards. And luckily for the Laithwaites to being able to get access to the vineyards and be able to grow vines on the vineyards. So I'm interested to see now how these wines are showing up. Let's pour this. Well, look at those bubbles. When they say sparkling, it's definitely a sparkling here. And we've seen that shift now with global climate change. We're seeing warming temperatures across France and also the UK, making the English sparkling become more prominent and well-known at the moment because the quality is just getting better and better. On the nose, it almost smells like a champagne. I don't know whether I can say that. Has that yeastiness, that breadiness, those brioche notes coming through, but has brightness and freshness as well. It's pretty, it's white florals. It's got preciseness as well. This is probably one of the best English sparklings I've had. I can see the quality increasing in English sparkling, and it's definitely getting up there. I could say probably like this isn't that cheap. It's $95. This is probably a good representation of what English sparkling looks like and what it has to offer. It's a smashing wine. Go out and try this one. Go and try it at the Good Food and Wine Show. And who doesn't like a bit of raw wine as well? So let's move on to the next one. So going from royal area around Windsor and Windsor Castle, we're going to now go travel to south of France into Provence. So when we think about Provence, what do we think of? We think about what they're doing there, rosés. And today we're going to have this rosé. Let's see what this is. This is called Moulin de Pronfract. Pronfract sounds a bit German. And look at that color. I'm going to do the pour for you. You can see the color of the wine. That pale pink salmon type of color on the nose. It's very delicate. You probably see by the color. The color almost speaks to it in a sense that it's almost that delicate prettiness. I put steely, provincial rosé. It's not the sweet rosés. It's dry, steely, mineral, refreshing, zippy, direct type of rosés. When I'm thinking provincial rosé, this is what it represents as well. It's pretty damn tasty. At $28 as well. It's a good representation of, again, provincial rosé. It is what it says on the bottle. A delicious wine. Go ahead and try it. So after France, we're going to travel a bit more. And we're going to travel somewhere a bit closer to us. And this will be in Tasmania. So we're going from the UK to France, across the other side of the world now into Tassie. The land down under. And we're going to try this one, the Joseph Chromy Marchington Pinot Noir 2024. Let's do the pour. With that color. If you remember with our Tasmania episode, Tassie is a cool climate area further south towards the Antarctic. What cool climate does, it provides more of the red fruits rather than the dark fruits, more pretty, lighter type of wine. On the nose, it is those pretty red fruits that really come through, really jumps out of the glass. Wow. This one is exclusive to Laithwaites for $40. It's delicious. It's juicy, but has restraint on it as well. It's delicate, but has this delicate structure with the supple tannins that really come through, which is a beautiful Pinot for Tassie. It's got restraint, prettiness, red fruits, red flowers that come out of it. It is gorgeous. It's absolutely a gorgeous wine. And this one for $40 as well. Pinot from Tassie. And you would have noticed with the bottle as well, Marchington's the vineyard. So it has specificity in terms of the wine itself around that vineyard. And Joseph Chromy, if you don't know, he's one of the pioneers of Tassie wine. He first started with sparkling. Obviously now it's kind of grown towards other varietals like Pinot as well. And this is an unbelievable wine as a Laithwaite exclusive for $40. Again, try this at the Good Food. We're in Tassie now, and we're going to have a whip back around into France, and we're going to try something I think I'm going to be very surprised by. This is a Bordeaux red. And when we think about classic French, we think about Burgundy and Bordeaux. And the interesting thing about this one, it is a secret parcel from a first growth. So Pauillac is the home to some of the big names around Bordeaux. The names of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, Chateau Latour, and Chateau Mouton Rothschild. So these big first growth. I don't know from which first growth this is from, but often with those ones you're paying for, I don't know, like $200, $300, $400 per bottle, and even more in the secondary market. For this one, you can get this one for $70. So let me show this one to you. Beautiful gold label. I don't know how to say the French perfectly on it. 2019, L'Epiphanie de Pauillac. So it's almost like the epiphany, like an idea. I'm hoping it's that. What really intrigued me with this one is secret parcel from first growth. So I'm thinking, again, it's secret plot of land from one of these first growth areas, Lafite Rothschild, Latour, Mouton Rothschild, but a fraction of the price. And this is the stuff that Laithwaites can actually do for you. I'll show you the color first. It's this dark garnet type of color. And on the nose, it smells expensive. It's got cedar wood. It's got graphite. Not so much leather yet. It's still in that kind of primary, secondary. 2019. Let's drink it. Wow. Power and elegance. A velvet glove. It's got black fruits again. It's got those cedar, graphites, garrigue, those herbs that really come through, rosemary, bay leaf. The tannins are beautiful and supple as well, fine. I am pleasantly surprised with this one. So you got to go try this one, the Epiphany 2019 from Pauillac. And this is what we get, like the big names, the hidden gems. So at this point, we've traveled across from England, we traveled through to Provence, we traveled to Tassie and through to Bordeaux. And the beautiful thing about this journey is that, again, we're traveling the world, tasting the wines, tasting and visiting the world through the glass. And this is only something you only can do through wines. You can't do a 20-year-old steak or 20-year-old piece of bread. This is something that you could enjoy as a product representing each of these specific areas. So just in summary, my last thoughts across this lineup, the ones that really I love is the English sparkling and also the first growth Pauillac Bordeaux wine. Actually, I do love them all, but probably these two are the standouts. So go try these ones out at the Good Food and Wine. Each of them in a very reasonable price bracket as well. Again, great value wines that you can get really good access and really great quality wines from. And this is the beautiful thing that Laithwaites does, working as a merchant, find these hidden gems to get it out to yourself, direct to consumer. So check out these wines at www.laithwaites.com.au or taste the wines at the Good Food and Wine show that's coming up from the Friday 19th to the Sunday 21st of June. Also keep your eye out for more info on a possible giveaway or some double passes to get there as well. As we say here in the lineup, we drink, we try, we learn, we connect. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Thank you.